Win with Taibu. Got Anastasia the Bold joining us tonight. Sorry for my lateness and tardiness. Very busy woman. She has the fireside chat coming up. Y'all want to check that out. Tonight, for the ladies, Wednesdays for the women's. I used to do the Wild Out Wednesday. Now Wednesdays for the women. We're going to get y'all straight on how to stir a man's passion. A lot of you ladies out there are doing a very good job of it. I'm just keeping it real. And so we should discuss it. We should definitely discuss it. You know, I think for the most part, women are suffering from an entitlement phase that we haven't seen in history like this. Like, you know, when you think about it, get up on my mic. When you think about it, women are putting so much into how you look. You forgetting that, you know, a man is he is a person that needs to be stimulated in other ways than his eyeball. All right. You hear this sound, lady? Write it down. I'm telling you. So stirring a man's passion, it's important that you stir a man's passions first and foremost by how you speak to him. Shout out for the ladies out there who have figured out that the way that they speak to their man is directly correlated by the response that they get. And when I say stir his passion, ladies, I'm talking about, like, as a man, you know, this is something I want to be clear about. You know, as an alpha male, as a macho type of dude, I don't really know and can't speak for different types of guys that don't ascribe to, you know, sticking their chest out, speaking up for themselves, looking you in the eye. I can't speak for men like that. But I'm a Leo. As an alpha male type of dude, I can honestly say that my woman doesn't need to come at me and be all like weak and humble or whatever, whatnot, and you know, all that stuff. Everybody talking about be his peace. But I know that she can lift me up with her words if she wants to. Let me give you an example. So if I come into the home and I'm immediately embraced with a hug, right? If I come into the home and I'm immediately, you know, there's an immediate change of her demeanor, like from, oh, day, you know, like it could be that type of verbal, and I'm watching her body language, but still what comes out is the tone of voice, the surprise, or the heightened, you know, we all know what it sounds like when our significant other, or just with the opposite sex in general, is talking in a tone of voice that's showing favor. So I'm looking for that when I come into the house, or when I walk into her place, whatever the case may be for, you know, or whatever the case may be for many of you out there. The initial greeting is going to set the tone for the whole occasion. Being real. So, you want to stir a man's passion, ladies. Speak to him in a way that you believe is enticing, not so much the words, but just, you know, like putting that charm on it, you know, put that charm on it. You ladies know what I'm talking about. If you were talking to your significant other or the person whose passions you want to stir, on the phone. And they was like, yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, that's all good, whatever. But then you hear them stop because somebody come in the room or walk past them, whatever. And they're like, yo, instant and immediate change of tone of voice. So if I come into the crib and I'm like, honey, I'm home. And she's like, yes, I'm in the kitchen. I'm not coming in here. Let me give you a hug. That's one thing. But if I come in the house and she wants to stir my passion, and I'm like, honey, I'm home. She's like, hold on. I'm almost done with today. I'll be with you in 1 second. I got something for you. Even if she don't, even if it's just that same hug. That's what men want to hear, ladies. That's what stirs the passion. The second thing that you can do, ladies, to stir a man's passion, and this is obvious, but it's not going to mean nothing without the first one. Let me say that again. This might be the more obvious, but it's not going to mean anything without that initial verbal stimulation. So, how you get, and we'll just use the popular song Body to Body with that man. All right. So, it's cool to goose a guy, ladies, every once in a while. It's all right to stroke, you know what I'm saying, the man's, head, his bald head or whatever. It's cool to pat him on the back or shrub his shoulders. When I'm talking about, if you want to stir his passion, I'm not talking about go for the package. I'm talking about if you want to stir his passions. Hey, what's going on, young lady? If you want to stir his passions, then you have to make sure that you're getting body to body with him in the way that it's enticing but subtle, because we all know that men love to chase. Men love to hunt. So if you want to stir this man's passion, you have to make sure after that verbal, stimulation, that you get body to body with him. And, I would say, like a better term, be playful with it. Because if he come home from a long day at work, after you hit him with that, baby, hold on, I'll be right there. Give me 1 second. I got something for you. After you hit him with that, you get up on him. Now, the whisper in the ear always is a good idea. If you want to stir his passion, I don't care what you say. Come on, Anastasia, you can jump in here. I'm just talking about
okay. Look, I'm just like,
how to stir a
hey.
man's passion. You can jump in here if you want to.
What I missed part of it because I was getting some stuff out the car, big bro. So I apologize for that. But I wanted to make sure I was on the thing with you.
Yeah,
what we talking about?
Wednesdays is for women on my show. This is Win with Taibu. I want y'all to win out there, ladies. And I'm just saying, tonight I'm talking about how to stir a man's passion up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, baby, how to stir a man's passion up.
Hold on. Don't try to take a. That's where she going. I knew she was going to do that. But go ahead. How would you do? How would you stir a man's passion up?
Well, first you got to start with his mind. He got to be mentally stimulated.
Okay, so we're on the same page then. Now we're on the same page then, because I definitely told him. I said, look, yo, I said, I believe
the eyes are the windows to the soul.
I believe that the verbal. I gave an example a couple seconds ago. Can you hear me well? I mean, I have my microphone.
I hear you, bro. But because I'm gonna put my earphones on because
okay. I
got meditation playing in the background.
Oh, okay, so no. So what I mean, the first example, I'm breaking them down point by point. So the first thing I said, Ms. Bold, was the verbal stimulation, man, is everything, right? So I said, if I come in the house and I'm like, honey, I'm home, and she's like, come in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen. Yeah, come here. I want to get a hug. That's one. I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm just saying, you want to stir a man's passion, you got to hit him with the, honey, I'm home. And she's like, oh, baby, hold on 1 second right now. Just give me a couple of seconds. I'm almost done with this. I got something for you. Like, that's a whole different, you know what I'm saying? Stimulation verbally. That sets the tone. And then I'm saying after that, to go ahead and get body to body, but not like go for his package, you get to stroking them, rubbing them, stuff like that. I was saying like more or less be playful with it. So the example I would give you, ladies, is you rush over there, you give him a hug, a nice, firm hug, but then you lead him somewhere. It can be to the couch. It can be in the downstairs guest restroom. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Chris Brown with it. I'm talking about, but I'm just saying, if you want to stir the man's passion, get playful with it. You know what I'm saying? It could be you taking his hand and guiding his hand to touch you. That's always a winner. It ain't gotta even be nowhere like private parts wise. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, I'm saying, but be playful with it. Because that playfulness, the verbal stimulation, you playing a little bit, that's I don't care how tough
it's intriguing.
Work day, right? Intriguing. That's what I'm looking for. So I don't care how tough the man's work day was. You hit him with that verbal.
No, in the white basket.
I got something for you, and then you come back with the playful body to bodiness. You are winning. This is Win with Taibu. Watch me on YouTube at Win with Taibu. Wednesday is for the women. We breaking it down. I got Miss Anastasia DeBow. What do you think about the topic tonight? Stir a man passion. Do you think that women are successful with that? Or you think they can use some tips tonight?
Far as I'm concerned, you saying, do I think that we discuss the topic good, or what do you mean?
We can't help it but to see all these podcasts.
Yes.
Every time I turn on my phone, whether it's Snapchat or TikTok or Facebook,
yeah, I got you.
You always have like music in the background, and some man or some woman is saying, ladies, stop doing this to your man, or men are saying a woman's not going to do this and this. It's always some fake expert telling you what your opinion should be about a certain topic or subject. So based on that alone, it makes me think that the simple stuff is missing. Like, ladies, if y'all know how to stir your man's passion or stir a man's passion, you're going to be very successful in keeping that man at home.
Well, I can tell you one thing that I know for sure. A lot of people are losing passion because nobody's really connected anymore. People are looking for people to help them pay their bills rather than looking for real relationships.
When you hear that sound, break it down. So for all you Cheesecake Factory ladies out there, just looking for somebody to pay your bills.
And not just women. Guys are also looking for somebody.
For you. Huh?
Guys are also looking for women that come with their own bag that they don't have to support.
If y'all worry about stirring a man's passion that ain't paying no bills and can't pay no bills, y'all tripping. Write that down. We're gonna laugh at you.
Because one of the things that I've realized is that when you come into the table and you want to be passionate with somebody, you have to know how to use everything. You have to be able to use all your resources, because passion isn't something that has a cost. Passion is something that you make somebody feel towards you, and it's an eternal emotion, because you can keep passion in a relationship and hold it together even when finances are struggling. Passion will keep you grounded, or keep you consistent in the relationship when other things start to kind of dwindle down. Because one of the things I've noticed, that even people in homelessness, I know of a friendship, a relationship of a friend, some people that I know, they're currently homeless, and when I go pick them up just to be in the midst of, just to get them away from what they're going through, I be so intrigued with their love for each other, because I'm sitting up there looking at them and I'm like, they going through all this stuff, and the guy still caters to the girl. She still dresses up. They go do their little thing and take baths wherever they can or whatever, but she still gets clean and looks really pretty for him. and he still does little things for her. Like if they get to go out to eat, if they get to get some money or something, he
Now
still opens the door for her.
that's real extreme. That's a real extreme example. But what I'm saying is that what I'm asking you is outside of that, you said something interesting to me. You said that passion in a relationship, you made it sound like it was something that's constantly there. And I think it has to be stirred. I think it has to be aroused. I think it has to be revived. I don't think that we just walk around. You might be fond of the person that you're with. You might be have a deep love for them, or even be in the honeymoon phase in love with them. But other women are stirring your man's passion, ladies.
Now that could be true.
I'm just hold, I'm just
That right there can definitely be
we
true.
talking about men now. We ain't talking about women. Don't make us y'all. If y'all like, I wouldn't do my man like that, whatever. I'm whatever. Don't make us y'all. I'm saying I'm trying to help you out with this tonight. Anastasia, she can say what she wants, but I'm saying don't make us y'all. We are not like y'all. Oh, I can be in a committed relationship and another woman can stir my passion.
Well,
So
I tell you, one thing, staring passion.
I want y'all to at least have the mindset to compete. Go ahead.
Well, one thing is a lot of people stop um, sharing the passion once they get the people in the house with them. And that's part of the problem. People get comfortable and think those things aren't important anymore. And a lot of people don't pay attention to that old saying, the same thing it took to get your baby hooked, it's going to take the same thing to keep them. And that's on both.
Don't go too far away from that point. That was a super huge point. For those of you who can't hear her and you're not watching as well on my YouTube channel to see the picture in picture, she just said that a lot of people, this Anastasia the Bold on my YouTube channel at Win with Taibu. Please go over there and subscribe. What's up, cuz? We're going through a phase right now where people aren't being honest with their significant other. Would you admit to that? So I think they're not being honest with their significant other about what passion exists between them, or if that person is still the person they want to even stir their passion. Passion is a huge deal. It's a huge deal. So I want to make sure that all of you know how big of a deal it actually is to stir the passions of someone. And I want y'all to dive in and get serious. If you are serious about someone, I want you to dive in and I want you to absolutely be concerned about how much passion you and that person have. So I'm just throwing that out there. I want you all to make sure that please continue to compete. Please continue to compete for the passion of someone that you in love with, ladies. I'm telling you,
Stirring up that passion means still flirting. Still flirting,
that
doing the
part.
little cute little stuff where you walk around, go in the grocery store together and split up, and then you act like you don't know him, and trying to flirt with him. And man,
That's what a comedian. This is a professional comedian. That's what she's saying that, like, yeah, like for sure. Like,
I'm
so
serious. It's
she
little
said,
things
she
that
said,
make a man feel important, just like little things make a woman feel important. Can
split
you
up in the
imagine
grocery store.
somebody?
That was a
None of
good
the
point.
people in the store know you guys,
That
and
was a good point. Split up in the grocery store.
huh?
Go shopping, split up in the grocery store. It doesn't have to be orchestrated. Like, you can do this, ladies. You can be like,
Yeah.
hold on, sweetheart. I'll be right back. And just leave him standing there. And then come up the other way and get trying to holler at him. That's hot right there. I dig that. So their role play, even in these subtle ways, stirring up that passion is so important. Now, Anastasia, since I brought up the point that women have to accept the fact that other women, no matter how long they've been with the man, how fit we see he's been, or whatever the case they're thinking, Other women are stirring his passion. Would you agree to that or not?
Yes, because I know for a fact, being a stand-up comedian, I'm a natural flirt, but I'm married, but I'm a flirt, and my husband knows I'm a flirt, so it doesn't bother him because he knows at the end of the day where I'm going home. But I am a person who uh purposely do little things to guys when I'm in different places in public, just because I can see, based on their countenance, how their shoulders are like slouching, or how they're dragging their feet. Different body languages tell you, okay, say something nice to this person and pick their day up and make them feel good about themselves. And it's simple as just walking real close to a guy and say, you look real good in that what you got on, and walking off, not making no eye contact, and just doing that little sexy strut off, and not even doing nothing else, just like making him smile and turn around like, oh man, like thank you, and like, yeah, it's good for you. And you get to see their stature change, how they walk, like when they get a certain kind of compliment, how they firm up their shoulders, or they kind of stand more with more affirmative, rather than having the slouching shoulders or whatever.
Do you ever ask these same guys you flirt with if they're in relationships?
Yes,
Okay. So
I do, and
I think
sometimes I do, and
well,
sometimes they be like,
I'm
yeah, but
saying
she ain't giving me no attention right now.
for the females that are flirting with men and they want that man. That's what I'm talking about. Like, so the work husband, work wife thing is a real thing. Agreed?
Yes.
Okay. So, ladies, there's a woman out there stirring your man's passion, stirring your husband's passion. So, this show, which is called Win with Taibu, and I want you to win. I'm
I don't
talking
mind them
to,
stirring up the passion, long as they don't eat the soup.
mm, I'm just
They
saying,
can stir it up, long as he bring it home to me.
okay. Well, but you sound like you're doing a good job of stirring it up yourself. So that's for me. That's what I'm helping because look, this is. I'm not gonna go be too long tonight
I
on
got
this.
a I got a question, Taibu. Okay, so like for stirring up a man's passion, like for a guy like you, because you're very dominant, you're strong, and most women you would come off as uh just looking at your demeanor, not knowing you. I know you, so I'm just saying, looking at you from a distance, you would seem like a strong, dominant person. And so a lot of women, when they see strong men, they tend to want to match the energy rather than being the softer side of things. So for a guy like yourself, um, like notes in your lunchbox, like little notes in your lunchbox, or notes on the mirror when you're getting ready to go to work in the morning, or sending you edible arrangement at work. Is that something that you would call keep stirring up your passion? Or would you consider that something that's catering to the passion within you to get it out of you? Because I found that men like as much of the same things that women like. They're just not as verbal by it, but they are
Well,
moved by it. So like a
well,
women, like
I
how
mean,
women like to get flowers at work. I In some of my previous relationships, when I sent flowers to a man job, they would always be like, "Ain't nobody never did nothing like that to me." And I'm like, "Well, that's probably because most women don't think it's something a guy should get, and they think it's
that's
just a thing
something.
for women."
That's something that you and I could debate about on a different night.
Okay.
And because I don't think that men like a lot of things that women like. I think that men and women I think trying to get I think it's ruined almost the whole aspect of men and women dating and being married, trying to bring them close to even anywhere you're close to liking the same thing. Like that to me, that's out. For me, that's
Okay. Okay. So let me rephrase that. When
well,
I'm saying that men and women
I
like the
want to
same
qualify it.
thing,
I
I'm
want to
saying that we both like attention. We both like to be made to feel important in the relationship. We both like to be having our mates' eyes on us and giving us like the big eyes when they see us. Do you know how many times a woman, when a woman says, "Baby, how do I look?" She's not really asking how does she look. She's really only asking the man if she's pretty to him, or if she making his mouth water. She's not even really asking how she looks. She's saying, "Do I look sexy to you?"
Well, we're not going to debate tonight because these women
Huh?
that's watching the show, they want to know how to stir a man's passion. I haven't got to even point 3 yet. The first point was verbal stimulation. You agreed with that. The second thing was getting body to body, but not in a nasty type of what's the name?
You
Sexy
mean holding hands, cuddling, walking?
way. I'm talking about something playful. You said the word intriguing, something like that. So because the men like to chase, ladies. So if you want to get body to body with them, it's I want to say a tempt type thing. You want to tempt him and instigate just little itty bits of whatever, and just in the back of his mind, he's like, oh, just get his mind on that, right? But just don't give him the whole meal. So that's how you stir his passion, because he still has to shower. Like I'm talking about I'm talking about fresh off the job. If I come home and ladies, you don't know what the work wife was doing. You don't know how she may have stirred his passion. I mean, because she spends a lot of time with them. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like my girlfriend, when she's out there, you know what I'm saying, at her jobs, her day job or her night jobs, she's around dudes all night long that's constantly throwing it at her. You know what I'm saying? For real. So, her response to it is her response to it. But I'm just saying, me personally, I've visually seen how comfortable she is as a Southern girl, how comfortable she is with all this male attention. Now, me personally, I date pretty women. I date cute girls. So I'm knowing that's going to come with the package. But what I'm saying is, personally, like, since I know that's happening, why would I come home and not stir her passion? Why would I not come home and knowing the kind of action that she's getting, not give her action too? And I think a lot of ladies aren't stirring their man's passion. That's why I'm doing this show for them, because women are all online talking about what men don't do, and men are natural cheaters and all other stuff. But the bottom line is, you focused on the wrong thing. If you focused on what he's going to do or what he might be doing when he's not with you, you not putting up energy into what he's doing when he is with you. Go ahead.
No, I think you're absolutely correct on that. And I didn't know that you hadn't did all your points yet. Um, but
Oh,
I
no,
do
yeah, no.
think,
I still got a point. I'm just saying, since you're in here, you're giving us good feedback. You're giving us good content, because
yeah,
you're
because
saying
I
exactly.
like
You're saying exactly what I think.
women have really become entitled,
Yep.
and I don't know how the switch happened, but women have become entitled. I'm constantly like laughing and like doing this shaking my head on posts where a woman goes out with a guy on the first date and she has all these expectations, but you haven't
Feed
even
my
proven you're
kids.
worthy.
Feed
And
my
so,
kids.
huh?
Feed the ones that want to feed the kids that want to wait till the end, like, and 5 to go plates for me and my kids, and yeah, I
Yeah,
seen them.
and so I'm seeing like a lot of stuff where people, I think part of the lack of passion or lack of stirring up the passion is because they don't have the emotional intelligence to know that that's necessary, because they're thinking about self and they're not thinking about the other person. A lot of relationships have become two people having relationships with themselves while they're in a relationship with somebody else.
But a lot of women are online crying foul. They're crying. They're a lot of women are online crying foul because that same man that was trying to meet those expectations has now, fled for greener pastures. And so now they go from being the woman that's like, he has to do this and this and that. He better do this and this and that, and me, and all that. Now she goes from that to being like, we're all the good men. Men are just dogs. He ran off with my best friend.
Well, when I see women say that all men are dogs, or that they do a generic statement like that, I automatically know that that's the dude she dating. That's the pool she's in. Because if you have a mentality that all men are dogs, all you're going to attract is dogs.
Look, let me
If
be
you
clear.
have a mentality
Women
that
have
all men are dogs, you're
women have
going to attract all dogs,
women have come to
because
the podcast.
what you're saying to the universe and to your inner self is that I'm not worthy of somebody who will treat me better, and I've already taken account of something that I have no idea about. So you've already placed a label on people. You're one woman. You haven't dated 1 million men in the world. You've dated a handful, but yet your few experiences has allowed you to paint a picture across the whole world of men. And so when you wonder why you keep getting bad guys, it's because the paint that you're spreading, you're smearing everywhere, and your internal thinking becomes your outward actions. And so if you're thinking that all men are dogs, your actions are going to attract men that are dogs, so that you can repel God, so that you can actually get rid of them, just because that's what you're attracting. You're being your own arch nemesis. You're saying, I want a good guy, but I believe all men are dogs. So when you get in a relationship with a guy, you know what your back of your mind is saying? He's a dog before he's even got to prove he's a good guy.
So
And so if
so
you
hold
don't
on.
have any, if you're wondering why it's hard for you to become passionate, it's also because of the mentality that you have. You
Well,
can't be passionate. It's like trying to have faith and live and have fear at the same time.
but
You can't
look,
have faith in a good man and support him if your butt
I don't
ain't
I don't I
on
don't
that.
I don't trust those posts for a lot of different reasons, right? So, but the main point is, halfway through what you said, Anastasia, halfway through what you said, that was all she wrote. Because when you say that a woman is calling dogs her way by putting out the atmosphere, no. For me, it's a lot simpler than that, because I became who I am, and I just did this show about how I became wealthier by working on myself. I'm telling you right now, the key is this: if you go online and say all men are dogs, what I hear as a winning strategy coach is all the men I've dated dog me. And if that's the case, since you're the common denominator in that situation, we have a show like tonight. Like, how do you stir your man's passion? Because you obviously wasn't stirring no passion up. And so you feel like you've been dogged out, but really you were sitting there the whole time, me, give me. And
But you
after
also got to consider that you also got to consider the fact that some of the women who say all men are dogs are giving themselves up too freely.
but see that does not mean that what they're espousing is a valid statement. I'm saying that if we dial it back, then we're still talking about there she's with somebody, no matter how she got with them, unless she get on the first night or the after a year. Once they're in something and she, and they're together, if she, like you said, gets comfortable and stops chasing, stops flirting, stops stirring his passion, and now, and she didn't realize that other women were, I'm serving all women out there notice. This is going to be the short for this show. This the 15-45 seconds you going to get from this show tonight. This is going to be it. Ladies,
Okay. So I
other
have a
women,
question.
other
I,
women are stirring your man's passion. I'm telling
okay.
you right now.
So, like, what if her passion isn't being stirred? So that's why she doesn't know how to
Say it again.
reciprocate.
Say it again.
What if her passion isn't being stirred? That's
Okay.
why she doesn't know
Okay.
how to
Okay.
reciprocate.
All right. So here's the thing. The thing is this: if you want the man to pay your bills, or pay some of your bills, or pay on some of your bills, if you want the man to, like Anastasia said, answer correctly when you say, "Am I pretty?" or "How do I look?" If you want this man to do all these different things, Then you want him to keep up on stirring your passion. Okay, cool. But regardless of whatever's happening inside your home, if you're stirring his, he's stirring yours, every time he leaves the house, and if he has a job, he's leaving the house. Some woman out there is stirring his passion. They're seeing him go to work. They're seeing him be productive. If he has kids and they're in a situation, he's seeing them taking care of his own kids or your kids or both. So some woman is finding enough value in your man, your husband, and she wants that value. She's stirring his passions. Bottom line. So for the ladies out there that aren't willing to compete, that aren't willing to compete in the mindset that I'm going to continually stir my man's passion, continually stir my husband's passion. That's what I'm going to do. That's how I compete. I'm the home team. I'm here. If we live separately, he's still spending time coming over to my place or vice versa. He's giving me his time. So that gives me the opportunity to stir his passion. Ladies, the man has to build value in himself. Y'all come with it. So the bottom line is, until you're old and gray, men are still going to want to hit that, whether you're of childbearing age or not. This is a proven fact, right? I'm saying it's. I don't know how many of you out there do the PRN stuff, but I'm saying it's grandmas on there. Yeah, for real. Blue pill men on there, yeah, for real. So
Do
it's
you think?
it's
Do
older.
you think, Taibu, that
Go ahead.
um? I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying it's older folks getting it in. So the bottom line, the ladies, is I just want you to know how important it is to stir your man's passion at all times.
So
If you can make that your sole focus, you're winning. I don't care what stage of the dating or relationship or marriage you're in. If you keep stirring your man's passion, your focus, if you become adept and then an expert and then a master at doing that, that man ain't going nowhere. Taibu Mu'addib right here. We're with Taibu over on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and of course, Facebook. Go ahead.
well, uh, I'm just letting you know that if you are trying to be out there and you're wanting to stir up your man's passion, and right now you're in the beginning of your relationship, just know that little things count. um the forgotten things still matter. Love notes, little hearts, calling just to say I love you, um coming a man coming home from work, and even if you're not a great cook, I remember one of the things my husband used to love was coming home and smelling the aroma of food cooking. And I had enough sense to know, even if the food wasn't done, I would season my water so the aroma of food would be in the house and it would just greet him, even though the food wasn't done. But it would tell his mind that something was made for me when I got home. So it was like a subliminal message that automatically made him know that he was important. Um, and little things, when your husband's getting out of the tub or something, um, just putting his house coat and his little slippers or whatever he might wear in the bathroom for him, so
Having
he ain't
things
got to look
prepared,
for it.
absolutely. And so the women these days are listening to you right now, and they're gonna watch this podcast. They're gonna be like, "Man, girl, she crazy. Ain't nobody doing that." And what I'm saying to you at this point is,
If that's what they think, that's on them. But baby, it's women doing it. It's out here being done, baby.
now you
And they
have
keeping their man too.
now you have a right, that side chick, that sneaky link is definitely doing it. So hey, so but what I'm saying to you is this. You have a fireside deal coming up. What's up with that? What gave you the idea for that? Talk to us about that situation. You want
What's
ordeal.
funny is it's actually what you talking about. Part of some of the stuff you're talking about, stirring up the passion. I wanted to get away. I always do stand up comedy, and I had been doing stand up comedy and hip hop, but I was paying attention to the low vibration of the music. I'm spiritual, so everything for me is about vibrations. And so I wanted to bring back that love essence to the show, the where people want to get close, chill, hang out, and get to know each other type of vibe. And one thing fireplaces do, for whatever reason, they put you in a transit state. Very relaxed.
Love fireplace. Everybody love
Even if you
fireplace.
put a fire on your YouTube on your TV, about 10 minutes into watching it, you done forgot you're watching the TV. It just turns into the real fire for you.
Yeah,
And you
love
start
fireplace.
feeling
Shout out to
warm because your
fireplace.
mental goes there. And so my Fireside Friday is about creating an atmosphere for men and women to feel connected in. And that's why it's called love and laughter, because the two things that go together is when a man can make a woman laugh, her legs automatically open. And I don't mean that he can have sex with her, but you've reached her, or you've made her comfortable. Because my granny used to say this a long time ago: if a man see if a man makes a woman smile and he see her back teeth, he's already between her legs. And the reason for that is because laughter is one of those things that breaks down barriers and gets us into a space of neutrality, where we can receive and we can give, and we let down our apprehension. And so with laughter and love being in the same room, it creates an atmosphere of romance, connection, communication, and just a forum of where you can just talk. And so I'm really wanting to
A
do it just to bring the essence of love into the
yeah,
atmosphere and show
fireside
people
chat.
how it's supposed to be done. The atmosphere is supposed to match the energy on the stage, and that's what I'm doing.
Okay. So the fireside chat, everybody, where's it gonna be at?
It's going to be at RC's Lounge, 201 South Beltline Road in Irving, Texas. And I do believe that's 75200, something like that. 75211. No, 206. I don't know. I don't know the zip code. Irving, Texas,
City?
RC's Lounge, 201 South Beltline Road.
In what city?
Ir- Irving, Texas, right there off Beltline. And it is a holistic environment. And you will have the time of your life. We're gonna have food. We have a wonderful young lady out of Washington D.C. that's gonna be catering the event, and she's bringing all the soul food, and it's gonna be wonderful. We have multiple vendors gonna be there. Kemet 360. Which is my good friend Mr. Philip James out of Fort Worth, Arlington area. He has some beautiful. Matter of fact, I have on his jewelry right now. This howl light that I have on, I actually have earrings and a bracelet on that goes with it. He's gonna be in the building. We're also gonna have my sister Creole Malone of Raw Organics. She has all natural oils and perfumes and things that are made from organic means.
So you
So
got a good
you don't
number of
have to worry about no
vendors.
allergic reactions and
Yeah, that's
things.
no, that's what's up. Yeah, so you got the holistic vendors, you got the food. That's what's up. Well,
Yeah,
look,
it's gonna be really
I ain't
nice.
gonna, I ain't gonna, I ain't
And we gonna have the relationship master himself. Mr.
gonna.
Taibu is gonna be a special guest in the house. So ladies, come
Mm.
on out and talk to the man himself. Come sit in his section.
It's going down, man. It's good to have comedy and some laughter with some love. Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Anastasia, thanks for joining me, and we're gonna promote that. We're gonna
Bro,
make
I
sure.
thank you for having me. Sorry I was late, but I've
Absolutely.
been meaning to do this, and so I'm glad I made it.
Nah.
I know this is gonna be great when you chop it up.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I always do my thing over in Arlington, man. 6401 Cooper Street. Sundays 4 to 8. We have that space over there, the live podcast and party. Carpe Diem. Make sure you do your surveys. Carpe Diem down there in downtown Dallas on Acker Street. Definitely invited me to come down there and basically add what I do to the downtown Dallas flavor. So Dallas County, Tarrant County, y'all blessed with a lot of love, lies, everything in between is going down. This is your season to definitely link up, to look us up and get involved, because these events are definitely for you. Singles, couples, married, divorced, widow, whatever the case may be, come on out and hang with good folks like Anastasia the Bold,
Yes,
Taibu,
ma'am.
host
Ladies,
some
stir up the passion, baby. Do something you've never done before.
lovely events that's just really going down, eating the city up. We can't wait to see you out here in Arlington, Anastasia. I'm gonna go ahead and say good night.
I love you, big bro.
Hey, all right,
And keep stirring up the passion. Cause you
absolutely,
proving the point and you making a difference. I
absolutely.
love
And
you, Taibu.
y'all be that part. Bam. We gonna give her a round of applause. Anastasia the Bold. There is none like this young lady, and she can definitely make it funny. Appreciate you, Anastasia. we we're definitely doing our thing. I like the fact that this summer the live podcasting party and just the that love is in the air. It's a beautiful thing that folks are willing to share their opinions. Texans, y'all share y'all opinions. So these events are real. I'm gonna be posting the survey for the Carpe Diem for the downtown Dallas crowd, just to make sure that y'all have some of the love and the lies. Shout out to Carpe Diem and Emmanuel and his brother for, you know what I'm saying, embracing the vision, for bringing the live podcasting party to you live, right? So moving forward, just getting down to the third and the most important, I believe, one of the night as far as stirring a man's passion is consistency. Consistency. It can't be something you do once a month. It can't be something you do once a year. Consistency is the key. When when he hears that tone of voice and that greeting, when you get to getting all playful with him, he knows what the end game is, and that's really what we're there for. You know, we can, you know, y'all like, I can make my own money, this and that. This. Of course you can. Of course you can. So can we. Right. So the value that women have is the instantaneous gratification. Whereas, ladies, if a woman stirs your man passions and pulls him away, you can act like it's for an instant, but we both know that he's probably moved on to greener pastures. Just being real, I'm talking about, like, ladies, y'all know you that when people talk about how come women are willing to you know, how come women are willing to take a man back, it's because he's bringing so much to the table. When you hear that sound, write it down. The man's bringing so much to the table. What else is she gonna do? Right? She might, women out there paying their own bills, having their own stuff, doing their own thing, but the man's bringing he brought so much to the table. She neglected it. She forgot to stir his passion. She neglected it. She forgot to stir his passion. She overlooked what his needs were. She forgot to stir his passion. I'm just saying, stirring a man's passion is of the utmost importance, especially in an over sexualized society that we're living in like right now. Ladies, you have to know what makes him tick. Taibu Mu'addib right here. Win with Taibu weeknights, 9 o'clock. And I want you to know that I'm always going to be here for you. So reach out to me. 682-514-5955 is the hospitality hotline. I want you to know that I have a 12-body blueprint. That's the 12-week coaching program that leads into everything else. You have to go through that 12-week 12-body blueprint so we can get you in a better space and then work on the things that really, really need more elevation. Taibu Mu'addib right here. I'm going to say one more time. Taibu Mu'addib right here. Win with Taibu on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm out. Appreciate you. See ya and wouldn't want to be.